Hey guys, we're here with Nick Wagon Connect today. We're going to be talking a little bit about some misunderstood Q&A in the real estate market. So number one, Nick.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. How much does it cost out of pocket when you're buying a house?
Great question. And probably the number one question I get asked all the time is, how much is it going to cost me? And they get like an eye roll, like, oh. And I'm like, just like $1 million. You know, that's it. Of course.
Right.
I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. So it's a very simple question. When you're buying a home, there's no commission paid to the buyer's agent, to me. So if I'm helping you buy a home, you don't pay me a commission. So that's zero out of pocket right there. Now, you will have some out of pocket costs. You're going to have inspections, which are anywhere from $400 to $800. Just kind of depends on which inspections you want to do.
Yeah.
You'll have an appraisal, which is ordered by your lender. And again, that's anywhere from $400 to $600. But closing costs are something that's part of the process that is not automatically part of your loan. So that could be an out-of-pocket cost, and that could be a couple $1,000s. But it's also something that we can have the seller pay for some or all of your closing costs. So all you're really having to come with to the table, to closing, is your down payment, which is going to be what your lender dictates. It could be 3%, it could be 5%, it could be 0%. There's rural loans out there that are 0 down payment. There's also some down payment assistance programs out there that are 0 down payment. So, minimum, I'm saying you're probably going to be like $1,000, $1,500, on a good day. But there could be a couple of situations where you're bringing $4,000 in closing costs. You're bringing, $600 for an appraisal, $800 for an inspection. So there could be some cost. But if we have a conversation, I can walk you through that. I can explain exactly what cost you are going to have, because every situation is a little bit different.
Okay. Awesome. That's a great explanation to a very misunderstood question.
Yes. And if you have, I can obviously elaborate further if you have more.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to the next question. Number 2 is, I have a home to sell. Can I really secure a new house in this current market?
Right. Another great question. It is tough. It is tough right now when you're buying a home and you have a home to sell, if you're what they say contingent on home sale. So you have to sell that home in order to qualify for your next home. But there are some ways to get around that to help make your offer a little bit more appealing. We could look at something like a bridge loan, where you're using the equity in your home to help secure your next home, and then we can sell your home and pay off the bridge loan later. Or we can see if there's a way that we can get you approved without being home sale contingent. Now, the goal is obviously to still sell your home, but if we can have a little bit of time, a little bit of leeway to not be home sale contingent and still get that next home, we can do that too. Or we can just use our connections, we use our negotiating techniques and what we know to help get that home secured while also being home sale contingent. Now, we want to make sure that if we're going to go that route, that your home is ready to go, that we have the paperwork done, we have pictures taken, that we've almost started some of the marketing, so that if you do find that house, all we have to do is click a button to get you active.
Okay. Awesome.
That's a great question.
It is a great question.
Yeah.
I want to thank all those viewers out there for sending these questions in, really keeping Nick on his toes today.
They really are. Keep them coming.
All right, number 3, we'll move right along.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to buy or sell a house. I just want info. It's a really common thing I've heard in the real estate market. So tell me a little bit about that from a buyer or seller standpoint.
Right. So a lot of people want information. And with the internet and the Zillows and the realtors and all that, information is readily available, but it's not always correct, accurate, or taking into account certain factors. So I can give you accurate information down to the neighborhood, to the zip code, the school district, to let you know how the market is. Is it a great time to sell in your area, in your zip code, in your subdivision? Is it a great time to buy in your subdivision, in the zip code, school district, what have you? We can make a decision. I have access to numbers, which is what people want when they want information. What exactly would my home sell for in this market?
Yeah.
Or, I found this home, I think it might be a little overpriced. What do you think? I can give you that information, no problem, no cost, there's no obligation. I just want to make sure that you're getting the correct information so that you can make an educated decision that works best for you.
Awesome. I know that's a big concern with people, is they don't want to engage a realtor just to ask a question. I feel like they always, almost like question number 3 ties into question number 1, is if I ask you for
Right.
information, how much is this going to cost me?
Exactly. And
Right.
that's something that I am my team and I were more than happy to give you that information. I'm not asking you to sign a contract or pay all this, this fee just to use my services. That's not something I believe in because I don't want to operate that way.
Yeah.
And if you have a question, I'm going to give you an answer. And I'm not going to be like, oh, by the way, here's a bill for $200 or $1,000, whatever
Right.
it might be. That's not going to do that.
Awesome. Well, we have one more question for you today, Nick. It's, I don't know if I want to sell right now because it's so hard to find a house to buy in this market.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that with in relation to someone who's looking to buy and sell at the same time.
Another great question. Yeah. So a lot of you have probably heard that the market is great for sellers and it's tough for buyers. And while that's not entirely false, it is a great time to sell and it is a little bit more difficult to buy. There are things you can do to make it less stressful. We can look at new construction. I work with a lot of builders in the area to help build your home. There's off-market properties. There's coming soon properties that we can look at that you could try to secure without having to go through the 30 offers for $30,000 over list price. There's also different markets that are at different, heat levels. If you're in the first-time market and you're, that 225, 250 and under, yeah, there's a lot of competition. So we really have to work our pipeline to find something for you that might be off market or coming soon that we could secure for you. But if you're in that, that move up buyer range where you're in the, the high threes or the low fours or even higher than that, there's still lots of great inventory out there for you. And it's not as crazy as that sub 250 market where there's, 80 showings, 20 offers, and it's going for $30,000 to $40,000 over list price.
Right.
No appraisal, no inspections, all that crazy stuff. So if you're looking to move up, it's actually a really great time because you're probably selling that first-time house. That's going to sell for $250 that you paid $150 for.
Yeah.
And then you can move up into that, $350,000, $400,000 house where it's not quite as competitive, and still a great time to buy because rates are so low.
Right.
So it is a great time. And I can elaborate on that a little bit further, for each individual situation. But there are definitely things that we can do to help that, calm the market, I guess is what I like to call it.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks for meeting today and taking the time to do a little Q&A with us.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Appreciate it. For those of you who want to reach out to Nick Wagenknecht, he can be reached through Jeremy Schneider Real Estate, or Nick, if you want to give us your email or your phone number.
Yeah, great. My number is 314-750-1409. That's my personal number. You can call or text it anytime. You could also send an email to nick@jeremysre.com. Thanks for watching.